My name is Antero Pietila. Now that can be pronounced in different ways. Antero is a very popular first name in Brazil. I get lots of Brazilian emails. I don't understand Portuguese at all. But in Finnish, which is the country of my origin, Finland, it is pronounced Antero Pietila. I came from a country that was so homogeneous that the biggest difference between its 4.5 million people was eye color and hair color. Mm-hmm. There were no blacks living in Finland in those days, 1,500 Jews. I come to Baltimore in '69, joined the Sun, and this is the year after the riots. Mm-hmm. The city is in terrible shape psychologically. 9 commercial districts had been basically wiped out, burned and looted. And it was just a very depressing city in many ways. I joined the Sun in 1969. Then I went overseas from '80 to '88. I was first in South Africa and then in the Soviet Union. And then on return from Moscow, I joined the editorial page. Basically, what I tried to do, and I was able to do it successfully for a period of time, was investigative editorial. My colleagues called it that. It was a very controversial subject in that there were lots of traditionalists who were of the opinion that you should have news stories first and then editorials. Now, I came to the realization that the newspaper business was changing, and many stories were not covered in the paper at all. So I said to myself, well, why would I be hamstrung by that? And so I started doing these investigative editorials. I had been working on the book, and that's why when the time came, my departure from the Sun was very easy, because I knew exactly what I was going to do. The real excitement occurred when I realized that Baltimore had source material that no other city has, to my knowledge. First of all, there is this tremendous collection of all kinds of material pertaining to housing, to race, to economics, to education at the Enoch Pratt Library, Maryland room. I mean, it is a gold mine. And the same thing happened at the Jewish Museum of Maryland, which really has some incredible stuff. The more I worked on the story, the more I realized how certain people and certain events connected. And every time when I went back to these files, I learned something that I had not understood or I had overlooked previously. What is so remarkable about all this is that it's like amnesia hit this city. These are not things that people talk about. People refer to them, but then you kind of try to ask them questions, and they tend to clam up. And what made my task easy was that I had a number of real estate brokers, old veteran brokers, that I had dealt with in some cases over a couple of decades. So when I realized that they had all been involved in racial transition, whether you call them blockbusters or not, it was easy for me to get them to talk about this because they knew me, they trusted me, and I think they also had a certain sense of history, recognition that unless they talked, that all of this would be wiped out from the memory disks.
Could you show me your book?
Oh, sure.